Na szóval a mai órán, amint látjátok, remélem, hogy nektek is az a képernyő jelenik meg, ami nekem. Tehát a mai órán a How to be fluent in English, azaz hogyan legyünk folyékonyak, vagy hogyan beszéljünk folyékonyan angolul. And now I will switch to English and I will try to do the whole thing in English, all right? I promise that I will be very slow so that everybody can see and hear what they want. Maybe I should, go back a little bit or whatever, but the main thing is that now it's the time to do this. This is my first live YouTube online show, or I don't know, lesson, let's call it lesson. And so I hope you can benefit from this. So a lot of times my students ask me, and they have this problem of how to be fluent in English. Let me check if you are online already. Yeah, okay. And yeah, nice, looking nice. Okay. So my students have problem a lot of times with saying, I can only be fluent if I lived in another country or an English learning country. And Oshoka. Hello. Hello. I have my helper here, Oshi, who is also part of this school, a very important part of the school, and I need to talk to her for 1 second. Forgive me. So let's get back. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm waiting for some viewers. Okay, I have somebody here. Hey, say hi. Okay. If you sign in, I can see you. So now that everybody's here, we can start the lesson. I have 1 viewer, that's fine for me. Okay, see. So first of all, you need a good attitude, right? So a good attitude, what does that mean? A good attitude is that you're not afraid of making mistakes. And I think that's one of the things that is so important. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Just think of all the Hungarians. If they come to you, will you say, like when somebody says in Hungarian, jó napot kívánok, or megeszem a süti, or they don't speak properly in Hungarian. What's your reaction? Do you go like ha 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 ha, or you just say, oh, it's so nice that somebody wants to try to speak in my language, right? So most of the times people, and especially especially English people, they really appreciate that you want to speak in your language. So be brave and just talk English. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. Next, be patient with yourself. What it means is that you need to keep in mind that you are learning. You are in a learning process. So don't be angry with yourself if you are making mistakes, if it's not perfect yet. is just being patient with yourself. This is a good New Year's resolution, right? This is one of my resolutions for me. And so you are learning. Don't expect yourself to learn everything at once or perfectly. Just use it and then it will come. Next, don't get upset about strange pronunciation or expressions in English. Sometimes Hungarians get pissed off or they get angry, like, oh, this is so different in English, and they say stupid English pronunciation. Don't get hung up on that, because just acknowledge that this is the language and I should learn it. Just think of it, how it is so hard for English people to pronounce Hungarian. So then you will be more understanding, all right? So the next point that I want to discuss with you is you need to do something every day. It's really so important, okay? So it means that to learn a language, you need to practice every day, like exercising a muscle. If you don't exercise a muscle, after a week, guess what? It goes down, right? So just do something every day. What can you do? For example, watch a video. You don't think of very, very big things, no big things. Watch a video, watch a film, watch anything, all right, in English, on YouTube, whatever. Read anything. You can read an article, you can read anything online, you can read an online news, you can read anything on the street. So if you just implement this new habit that you focus on the streets, like what is it written on the restaurants, you read the menu of a restaurant, for example, when you go in English, if there is an option. For example, it's a very easy goal, I think, to learn 5 words a day. If you learn 5 words a day and for 6 days, and you repeat them on the 7th day, that means that you can learn 30 words a week. That's a lot. That just count it how much it is in a year. Okay? Language learning takes time. Be patient. In a year, you can make a lot of progress if you try to use those words, if you try to, remember. Okay, you can also practice on an application. Really, whatever. You change the language of your computer, or you learn a song, or you look after the lyrics of your favorite song, and then you learn it in a week. So really, anything will do. For example, write 3 sentences every day. So, and so on. I said and so on because the opportunities are endless. Just think about it, what you like and what you usually do, and just 1% of that, just one part of that, do it every day. If it's easier for you, implement a new habit, like every day when I wake up and until I brush my teeth, you put 5 words on the mirror and learn them while you're brushing your teeth. So don't say you don't have time. You can learn it on the run, all right? Next point, be simple. Be simple, what it means. Usually Hungarians, we love talking in very complicated sentences, right? And you get angry a little bit when you can't translate it. But you can express everything that you want if you use more simple language. How can you do that? think that you are talking to a kid. This is a really, really good idea. This is something that really helped my students, that they thought they are talking to an 8-year-old kid. So if you want to say enthusiasm, for example, then it's something you know that an 8-year-old kid will not understand. So you will just say happy or excited, and then it's so much easier to talk in English. Then it's very common in English that they use hot verbs. Hot verbs mean that these are verbs that you can use for a lot of things. For example, take, put, get, have, do. These are the 5 verbs that you can use literally for everything. You can try that. Or maybe next lesson we will make a try, like how to use hot verbs really easy. And the last one is to stop translating. So I watched a video from a scientist, a language scientist, a researcher, who said that it's when you are learning your mother language, when you are learning Hungarian, usually you just have a picture in your mind, apple, and then you put a word beside it. So you say apple, and then you connect it with the word alma, right? So it's much easier if you don't translate apple picture, alma, and then apple, but you just visualize an apple and then you stick another name to it, as if apple had 2 names. We have it in Hungarian also. We have duplicate meaning of things. And you know, like, I don't know, I if you have a good idea about that, I can give you, like, I don't know, just you give it to me, all right? So if you stop translating and every time you learn a new word, you just try to stick the English word as if it was just another name for that thing, then it will be much easier to move on. Next, ask a lot of questions. Sometimes people say that the best way to avoid speaking is to ask questions. So you need to be able to ask very common questions. One of my friends said that the best way to make people feel good and make them speak is that with 2 questions: really and why? And these 2 questions will make people talk a lot, and then you can just focus on the language that they are learning and then use that language. Answer with that language. So, as I said, focus on what they answer. So you ask and then you focus on what they answer, and then they will most probably say the word that you need. All right? And then these are the best questions, really. Why? How? So the main questions is really why and how. Okay, let me see if we have anybody who wants to chat with us. Okay, seems like not yet. So I will just keep on following. So, okay, I think we can have some technical break here. Just 1 sec. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm back. Hi. Okay, so let's go back to the topic. So, use filler words also. Using filler words, what are filler words? Filler words are, for example, let me think. So filler words are the words that you use for fill in a gap, fill in a break in your talking. Let me think. Well, I mean, like, actually, whatever. This will really make you sound much more English, and also it will avoid these awkward, uncomfortable breaks when you're talking. So I suggest that watch a video and write it down for yourself what people use the most in English, and whatever suits you, whatever you like, just implement it in your speaking. Also, you need to listen a lot with focus. One of my biggest surprises while I'm teaching, that the best thing that improves somebody's speaking is when they start to listen a lot. YouTube videos, films, radio, songs, whatever. But if you start listening with a little focus, it means that you want to understand what's happening. Not every word, you don't have to understand every word, but if you want to understand what's going on, if you want to pick up words, it depends on your level. If you want to, just be a little bit more advanced in English, listening will be able to improve your speaking the most. I can tell you an example. It was so shocking for me. In the beginning of my teaching, I suggested an absolutely beginner student to watch movies with a kind of focus that I told him. I can give you this kind of method, like what to focus on, or a kind of exercise. But he watched like 3 movies every week, and in 3 months we were able to speak fluently in a pre-intermediate level. Before that, he didn't know a word in English. So really, it's a very big change if you do that. What you should listen? Anything. It should be relevant for you. It should be interesting for you. This is the only thing. Anything that is interesting for you. Movies, podcasts. Okay, what is a podcast? A podcast is a kind of online radio, or recorded audio, I can say, videos, songs, or you can also listen through apps and on web pages. For example, fluentu.com is a good option. EnglishCoachChad.com is a very good option also. I can really recommend, because he's so enthusiastic. He has such a good energy. And SpeechYard.com or Youglish.com. These are all kind of pages that can really help you improving your English. Okay, where can you get an English speaking partner? Okay, so we talked about listening already. But what about speaking and speaking partner? Because really, for speaking, you really need to speak. You need to exercise. This is the only thing that you cannot learn in English. You need to exercise. You really need to get in a conversation with another person. So how can you do that if you don't have anybody around you? Well, anywhere. You just need to be brave a little bit and get in a conversation with tourists on the street, or you can join, for example, a sightseeing walk in your city, or you can just talk to one of your peers, your classmates, or your colleagues that get an agreement. For example, on Friday we will only talk in English. If you have a good HR manager, maybe you can you can have it as a firm, like Friday is an English Friday. But if not, just get a colleague, get a friend, get a classmate. And of course you can use your English lessons. Please, please, please use your English lessons to speaking English, all right? And I also have a little story for this. I remember that I was teaching somebody who was an upper intermediate student, and she had such a nice accent, and she was using all the filler words that a natural English, a native English person would use. And I asked her, okay, where have you lived? And I really assumed that she lived in England or America somewhere. And she said, well, I haven't lived anywhere outside Hungary. And I was like, okay, so how could you learn so well? And she said, I watched a lot of videos, YouTube videos, and then I had an agreement with one of my friends to speak in English only between the two of us. And I think this was really the key why she could speak so well, so nicely, and in a really natural way. Okay, this was the last talk with a friend. And also you have a lot of options to talk with people on the web. So on the internet there are trillions of ways, really. You just need to type in a little something and say, okay, I want to talk, I want to have an English speaking partner. And there are clubs and everything. I will show you some now. So if you type in Google angolkör plus the name of your city, then you will have a lot of English clubs. So there are, I don't know how many very, very cool English clubs in Budapest. I don't know how many very, very cool English clubs in a lot of cities in Hungary. I checked out, I was shocked really. And they are having these topic-based discussions and everything. And now at the end, I think you can say hi to my cat. Hello Kitty. She's a Hello Kitty. So okay, summarizing, going back a little bit, summarizing. So you need to have a good attitude. Or maybe I show you now, okay, this angolkör and város stuff. Maybe we can go online with something. Okay. That's not so easy, I think. I guess. Okay, I will try at the end. All right. Now let's just finish this session. So what I am saying, let's just summarize this whole thing a little bit. So you need to have a good attitude. You need to do something every day. You need to speak simply. Ask a lot of questions from people when you get a chance. Use filler words. Listen a lot with focus. And get a partner. So this is our, this is the righteous 7, all right, for us. And this is it. Now, we really hope that you have a very good time. And I want to show you something on Firefox, all right? So, okay, this is the chat. This is not what I really want to show you, but let me, aha, this is what I want to show you. So I want to show you that if you put on google.com, angol kör, for example, Budapest. Now here you will see Angol Társalgási Klub az Angol Intézet szervezésében. You will see Angloville. There is a very, very good collection here at Socfest, where they collected all these kind of opportunities. And there is an angol klub foglalkozás délután, so they have a really a whole website, délután.hu. If you go on Facebook, you will find a lot. Angol tanulókör, Speak nyelviskola. Okay, this is a course, but okay. I think I had a good collection at Socfest. Let's see. And now you see that you have this good collection of things. I think that now you can see me, okay? So now you can see that there are so many options. Okay, so there is this Angol Falu Conversation Club, and there is a coffee. You have to change tables. There is this Polyglot Club at Molnár utca. There is International Meeting Point, where you only should grab a drink and start talking with anybody. It's really like a good place for tourists. They know, tourists, that this is a good place to start talking with local people, Hungarian people. You can join here. TFK, language exchange. There are different topics. This is one man who is really collecting all these peoples. There is couch surfing, which is not, you know, this regular couch surfing, but it's you know, to sit on a couch with someone who wants to speak English everywhere. So these are only some that you can try. Okay. So I think we had a really good time together, and I hope you could enjoy our conversation, and I really hope that you could have a good time with us, and hop. Okay, so I hope to see you again. I hope that you had fun as well as I had. I'm really happy that I could set all these things up. So it was just a success for me to be able to start the whole thing at all. And then I hope to see you again. And let us know what you think about this lesson. If it was useful, not useful, you would like to learn more about other things, whatever. So hope we could help you again. Go digital. Goodbye.